at 5. Focused on you.
We are in storm alert tonight. Storms around the St. Louis area will last for the next several hours. Right now, some areas are dealing with heavy rain, gusty winds, and hail. We're also out on the roads in our 5 on your side storm tracker, keeping an eye on the skies. Some areas did get hail just in the last few hours. Gail Williams sent us this from Troy in Lincoln County. You can see a large amount of hail fell there in a very short period of time. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
I'm Kelly Jackson. We'll check in with Tracy and the storm tracker in just a few minutes. But first, let's get right to meteorologist Jim Castillo with the weather first forecast. What is going on, Jim?
Yes, Scotty and I have been tracking some golf ball size hail, and it really is Lincoln County that focus here from Troy all the way to Winfield and also Foley that has had occasionally some golf ball size hail. So some supercells moving through there, individual very strong cells. But here's a look, even if you're not in the thunderstorm. So this is St. Charles. Just to your north and west, there's thunder, there's lightning, and some very heavy rain. But there's a nice gap right in the middle here, right through St. Louis. North of us, some storms, and south of us. But let's check in with a 1 severe thunderstorm warning that continues. And this is for portions of eastern Lincoln County, all the way through southwest Greene County, southwest Jersey County in Illinois, and central Calhoun County. And again, this hail core seems to have weakened a bit, but we wouldn't be surprised to see some quarter-size hail out of this as those storms march on to the north and east, and they're zipping at 45 to 50 miles an hour. So zooming in a little bit more, Fountain Lakes, heavy showers, Winfield, Batchtown, a little bit of hail mixing in there. And earlier, this is that hail core that went from Troy all the way to Foley, with, again, some areas reporting some ping pong to golf ball size hail. And then if you look further to the south, Moscow Mills had a little bit of a hail core moving through there, and we'll widen out the shot. There's more cells popping up right around Warrenton and Wright City along Interstate 70. So do be careful if you're driving through these cells. And you might want to just stay inside this evening until the front moves through, which will happen early evening. I'll have a little bit more on this and any updates on severe weather coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Jim, and we're keeping an eye on the roads for you tonight with our 5 on your side storm tracker.
Let's check in with meteorologist Tracy Henson. What are you seeing so far, Tracy, and where are you?
All right, so we're in Wentzville. We actually just pulled onto Wentzville Parkway to head a little north. We've certainly seen these storms weaken over the past about 20 minutes here. One thing that we're really noticing is just how dark those clouds are. So earlier today they were quite dark, and that was indicating a lot of rainfall as well as some hail activity there. And yes, they are still impressive, but just not as impressive as they were before. What we're looking at here is just the underside of that cumulonimbus. Those are those storm generating clouds. So you can just see the bottom of this kind of looks like a regular old overcast day, but these are moving quite quickly. If you're sitting there parked, kind of like we are now, these clouds are just moving right along pretty quick. Every now and then we are seeing a couple strikes of lightning within this. You can see some of that lower cloud activity there, just a little bit of cumulus. It's certainly weakened a little bit as we've come along. I'll go ahead and move this right to the back again, just so you can see behind us. There's a good amount of clearing. Then we come over off to our east here, and you can see a little bit of that darker edge. That's right along that side earlier that is went through Moscow Mills. So quite a bit lighter. So that is some good news as we're seeing those storms start to weaken a little bit there. So we'll send it back to you.
All right, Tracy, thanks.
And you can always get the weather first forecast on your phone. Just text the word weather to 314-425-5355.